Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 60 Chew review. And as you just saw, it will be of Stoker's Wintergreen. This is a product that I have never had before. This is the only one of two products that are wintergreen, the other one being the beech nut product, which there is a review of already on the Chew playlist. It's one of the very early ones, so I can't attest to what I'm looking like or what the quality is, but it is there. I've never had this product, all right? This product was sent up to me from my second Chew guy, Adrian, down in Virginia, and thus this review is thanks to him. As you can see, it is a pound bag. Yes, this is like the third Stoker's product in a row. That is because I'm getting down to the end of the line on these Chew reviews. There are only maybe another 7 products, not including the R.C. Owens products that seem to be popping up under new names, but that's another story for another time. Most of the products that were left due to funding reasons at earlier in this channel, a lot of the products that were left were pound bags, and thus why we're doing them now. Most of those pound bags are from Stoker's. So this is one of the Stoker's products that is only available in a pound bag. All right. What I did not mention in the last review of the L50, I do not know for sure, but the L50 is most likely the 8-ounce suite under the Our Pride heading, all right, that Stoker's makes. So there is an 8-ounce version of the L50. I believe it is the Our Pride suite. So this pound bag, everything is fairly straightforward. For those that are interested, there is now, it's almost like a white laser ink for the date codes, and they are a little below Mr. Stoker's shoulder there. All right. I do not know what they mean. This product feels good to me. When it comes to Chew, I usually go. Number one, I don't know what a lot of the date codes mean, but the reason I don't know, or I haven't made it my business to know, is because I always go by a field test, and this feels good to me, all right? The bag also looks like it hasn't been sitting somewhere for a decade. There's no dust on it, anything like that. It's in fairly good shape. There's not a lot of crinkles, etc. So it's pretty straightforward on the front with the warning label at the bottom. On the back, you have the Stoker story. If you haven't read the Stoker story, you want to hit pause now and unpause. Warning label there. Then on the bottom, you have the barcode, obviously. The fact that it is distributed by National Tobacco Company of Louisville, Kentucky. They are now known as, they have recently gone through a name change. They are now known as Turning Point Brands. And if you want to see their website and everything they have on offer, whether it be the Big Mountain or the Stokers, etc., you need to punch in the search as Turning Point Brands. All right, underage sales prohibited. Then you have sale only allowed in the United States. The domestic foreign. The domestic is no less than 19%, and the foreign is no more than 81%. No, not the greatest, but pretty much in line with other Stoker's products. And then at the bottom, you have a 1-800 number and the website, which they have still listed as Stoker's Tobacco. Just hit Stoker's Snuff or Stokers.com. You're going to end up at the same place, basically. I don't know why the website hasn't shown up in like the URL as Stoker's Tobacco in like a number of years. I don't know why they're still putting it on bags. So, the bag is completely sealed. So, this Ziploc doesn't feel like it's engaged. All right? Doesn't matter because the top of it is a seam, sealed seam, just like the sides. All right? So, with these pound bags, Big Mountain's the same way. If the Ziploc is not engaged, don't worry about it. Until you rip the bag or cut it, as I'm going to do, the bag is sealed whether that Ziploc is closed or not. Now, on a, let's say, 3-ounce bag of Red Man, that's a little different because there is no seam up top on Red Man. It's a bunch of foldovers with some glue dots. So technically speaking, if the Ziploc is not engaged on, let's say, a bag of Red Man Original, then air is getting to the product and you probably don't want to take that bag with you. All right? So they have 2 gold lines up here with tear here to open in between the two. Don't go in between the two because if you do, you'll still have a sealed bag. You go below the lower line. Now, I use scissors because I save all these bags of things that I haven't had before or are not in the collection. This would be one of them. I am hoping... I'm not a huge Wintergreen guy. I don't mind it. I'm just not... When it comes to the dip, it has a mouthfeel I don't like. Flavor-wise, I don't mind it. However, that said, the beech nut product was a little bit too much Wintergreen for my personal tastes. I'm hoping this one is a little toned down and there's more of a tobacco flavor under it, but I'm not overly hopeful. But we'll see. Okay, and the Ziploc is not engaged, which is fine. Wow. Well, it's definitely Wintergreen. It's a pretty strong Wintergreen, too. And it's not registering. The beech nut product was really, really sweet. I found it almost sickeningly sweet. Like, I could only take so much of it. This, it's really, really strong Wintergreen, but it's sort of, smell-wise, it's coming off as sort of sharp, not overly sweet, not candy-like, let me put it that way. Wow, it almost affects the eyes. Okay, the product in the bag is very, very dark. It is very moist. There are really no blonde highlights to speak of. It's been liberally treated with whatever concoction they did here. I am not seeing any stems, but there are some longer bits, and a couple of them may be like leaf veins. Leaf veins are sort of the stems, but like in the leaf itself, if you get what I'm saying. So that's what you're looking at. I mean, this thing is, it's filled up to there. I don't know if this was sitting in shop on its side. They're usually compacted down a little bit more. It's very dark, and it looks like it's fairly long cut. I just can't get over how strong the Wintergreen smells on this. It's really, really strong, which is very interesting. I don't know how that... I don't know how much I'm going to be laminating over that in a few minutes, but so what you're looking at is that there's a lot of translucent bits. It's really moist. If you're seeing the sheen there, that's because it's basically wet, sort of. There's a lot of translucent bits that I get from my vantage point from the light. It is longer and stringier than some of the other Stoker's products. That's the only thing I'm noticing off the bat besides the really strong smell. Coming up above my thumb here is a long stringy bit that may be like a leaf vein. It's not going to register like pokey or anything in the mouth. It'll be soft. It's just a little more tension on it than the rest of the product. All right. So I'm going to throw this in, and then I'm going to have to go wipe my hands, I think. Wow. That is it's pretty strong in flavor, too. Holy crap. Wow, that's strong. It's a potent wintergreen. I'm really, really surprised by this. I mean, it's strong. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. All right, I'm really thrown off by this. This is not what I was expecting. My thought was, although I wanted more of a tobacco undertone and a little bit less wintergreen, less sweet, it's definitely less sweet. There may be more tobacco, but the way it's coming off flavor-wise is like, it's a very sharp wintergreen. I'm really surprised that they're even able to get a wintergreen like this. Like, if the beech nut wintergreen was like Hawken or like Copenhagen sweet, this stuff is like Grizzly regular line. It almost comes off, there's almost a bitterness to it. Like Bobby Stoker was wringing out Eastern tea berries over this bag, giving it more flavor. It's almost unbelievable how wintergreen this is. I'm like, what? You know, you get in your head, oh, well, it must be, you know, it's going to be wintergreen, it's going to be sweet. Nah, it's not really sweet. It almost comes off. Now, it may be less sweet and more tobacco is making it come off as bitter. I don't want to call it bitter. It has a bitter edge to it. It's got a sharp, bitter edge to it. All right? But although it's sort of playing off a sweetness, the sweetness is real fleeting. This is like a no-nonsense wintergreen. Really is. I like it that it isn't sweet. But what they've replaced the sweetness with, I'm not quite sure if I do like. If that makes any sense. It's a no-nonsense wintergreen that they've put in loose leaf. I wouldn't think that was possible, but evidently it is. Is it bad? It's not to my personal taste. Somebody that really likes wintergreen and doesn't overly like sweet wintergreen, you might dig this. You might dig this. For myself, I don't think either wintergreen chew product, whether it be the beech nut or this, is to my taste. The beech nut is just too sweet and too much sweetness, and this is just going a little bit too far in the opposite direction. But as I've said, I'm not a wintergreen guy. I've said it over and over and over again. Usually with dip, it's because of the mouthfeel, the burn. Now, you don't get that with this, obviously. There is no burn. It's just, it's not a flavor I, go out of my way for. Do I think it's bad? No, I don't think it's bad. The only Stoker's products that I have not been keen on were the alcohol infused ones, the Tequila Sunrise and the Tennessee Moonshine. I was not a fan of them at all. This, now that it's been in the mouth for a few minutes, that bitter wintergreen edge is sort of coming down a couple notches. It's all right, but I mean, I'd still go with that L50 over this, which I'm working through now. The 24C of the review before the L50 just got wiped out 2 days ago, I think. So I'm working through the L50 now, and yeah, I mean, I prefer that to this any day. The L50 was, for my personal taste, it was to my liking, yeah, a lot. It was a sweetened product that hadn't gone overboard on the sweetness. So this, if you're a big fan of Wintergreen and you like trying new things, you may want to try this out. Keep in mind, it is the other end of the spectrum from the Beech Nut Wintergreen, which I'm guessing a good number of people have had that product. This is a very different animal from that, but yet still in the same family. Now, it only comes in pound bags, but depending on your state, I mean, that pound bag could be a deal, all right? And unless you chew a lot, a pound bag is going to last you a while. Now, I haven't been chewing a lot lately, and that 24C, I probably went close to 10 days. Normally, I'd say a week tops, but yeah, it went a little bit longer because we're in the winter here and I'm indoors more. The L50 will probably be about the same. This, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but as I said, depending on the state, I've seen people post online about getting pound bags of this for like $13, $14. That's going to last you quite a while. All right. So this has been the review of Stoker's Wintergreen loose leaf chewing tobacco in the 1 pound bag. It has chewing tobacco levels of nicotine. That is, they are very low. All right. It's all right. It's very different. For me, anyway. If you like Wintergreen, though, and you see it at a good price, probably give it a try. I don't see somebody that really likes Wintergreen disliking this. All right? I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.